Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the TDA post-game live. This is your boy, Brandon, aka Fresh. Y'all may not see me too much. I've posted a few videos in the past. Usually try to fade in the background, let the guys kind of take some things. We have a great show tonight, guys. I'm excited. Y'all already know how I do when I do my videos. All right. So the price of admission is the like button. If you have not hit the like button, exit stage left. All right. Hit the like button, run the likes up. I need the chat going because I'm about to get started. It's about to go down I don't even know how long I'm gonna be on here, but it's gonna go down. All right. So I'm gonna try to wait a little bit. We got our guests hopefully coming in here in just a little bit. Shout out to Mike McCoy. He should be joining any moment. Alabama just defeated Louisiana Monroe 63-7. A lot to unpack, a lot to discuss. Go ahead and hit the like button. Run those numbers up. Let me see where we at right now. All right, because if y'all start playing with me, then we might have a problem. All right, so it's 47 of y'all in here. I need to see 47 likes. So let's see what we do. Run that like button up real quick. Super chats are always welcome. Y'all know how we do over here at Touchdown, Alabama. I'm representing with the hoodie on right now. For any of y'all Triple B's guys, had to bring out the Triple B hat to get everything squared all the way top to bottom. All right. Let's see what we got in here. All right. So first things first, let me try to get some shout outs real quick. See if we get some shout outs in here. All right. This is like my first time like doing it in this way. This is actually pretty cool. So I'm really excited, guys. Shout out to the whole team, Stephen M. Smith, Pat Dowd covering the game, Eli Walker, said Mason at the game covering the game, Justin Smith, John Ivory usually is doing the game chat, the live watch party. Definitely make sure you tune in every single Saturday. We always have some sort of a watch party going on. Shout out to y'all, all of our wonderful subscribers who kind of keep that thing going each and every game. All right. So I'm gonna give my initial thoughts on the game. I'm sorry, let me get the shout outs going. So right now, let's see, we got Kevlar, Reclaim Your Brain. And y'all gotta excuse me, I try to tune into the show as much as I can, and I try to tune in to make sure I'm very familiar with a lot of our typical Blue Wrench Gang people. All right. Roll Tide and Rise Up is in here. Let's see who else. Don Parker is in here. Dallas Banner is in here. Jacob's in here. Bama Buck 07 is in here. Sweet Home Bama 22 is in here. I'm gonna get to the rest of the shout outs here in just a moment. All right, so we got 205-898-4698. If you want to give your thoughts, I'm gonna be chatting with y'all all night long. All right. So what is y'all's? Give me some thoughts in the comment section, guys. Give me y'all's thoughts on the game. I want to try to make sure before we get the call segment going, I definitely want to make sure that I get what y'all's biggest issue was. So Alabama started off, pretty hot, 28-0. You got pick six going, touchdown on the first drive of the game, block punt for a touchdown. A lot of good things. Then it kind of stalled for a little bit. This is game 3, so it's very early on in the season. Go ahead and talk to me real quick on in the chat. So let me know what your biggest issues are. Also, again, make sure you hit me up 205-898-4698 because I want to hear from y'all. All right. So I already got a couple in the queue already. I'm gonna get to y'all in a moment. So please make sure you hang on because we're gonna chat. We're gonna chat and get it going. All right. So we get some more shout outs real quick. We got Lil John says we could have had a 70 burger. Who that for life? Chris, Jaylon Touton, Marcus Stanley, Juan Hidalgo, Willie 351, Crimson Wave. Shout out to all of y'all. All right. Let me see what we got going on. Our receivers need to step up, is what Jacob said. Our receivers need to step up. That has been an issue. And yeah, I think y'all have to understand this. So you got 2019, you had Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith. That's 4 wide receivers who all went into the first round. 4 wide receivers who are potential Pro Bowlers, save for Henry Ruggs. That's a whole different situation. it's not easy to replace that. You also had John Mechie, who was a true freshman that year. 2020, you had John Mechie, Devontae Smith, who won the Heisman, Jalen Waddle, and he got hurt, and the receiving core was still pretty much intact, just with Devontae Smith and John Mechie. And then last year, you had just that came and fell in your lap with Jameson Williams, who was a track star like no other, ran a 4.2, absolute blazer, top end speed. Him and John Mechie, very, very, very solid wide receivers. And then this year, it's no one has taken the reins just yet to step up and say, okay, I'm the guy. And that's an issue. So Alabama has some things that it has to work out. Has some things that it needs to make sure that they kind of figure something. What I did like today was seeing Trayshawn Holden, Cam Latu. That was a very big reception that he made. Bryce Young, he threw that, but that's probably the one throw that stands out to me the most, that he threw with absolute conviction all day long. And that's kind of troublesome, with someone who's been in the system this is his third year, second year starting. You definitely want to be able to see him spread the ball all over. And you have a transfer receiver like Jermaine Burton, who's been in the SEC, won a national championship with Georgia last year. You want to be able to see somebody step up and take the reins and say, I got it, throw the ball to me, give me the ball, and I will make sure that things get taken care of. And I don't feel like Alabama necessarily has that just yet. So I'm definitely understanding where y'all are coming from with the receivers. Let's see. A. Howell, shout out to you. D. Pickett, he says it's sad we have to find wide receivers that get separation. That's a point of contention to start off. Let's see. Mitchell Melvin, shout out. Too much pressure on Bryce. What about our OL crew? I was listening to the broadcast earlier. Matt Stinchcomb, who is a very good offensive lineman, he made a point. And he said, I thought that the offensive line played pretty well against Texas. And overall, it's hard to disagree with. I think there's definitely some things that had to be done a little bit better. The coaching staff decided that Kendall Randolph was better off of the offensive line. And I think that those sentiments are pretty much true from everybody who's considered a fan or who is a close observer of Alabama this season. It's just not his thing, I think they tried to help him out, but Javion Cohen is definitely what Alabama needs at left guard. Actually, Tyler Booker, from what I remember of the game, I had to go back and watch the film, but I want to say he did a pretty decent job. Y'all can make sure I wasn't tripping or make sure I didn't miss anything. But Tyler Steen, I think that he does a good job with protecting the blind side. The center position, Darian Dalcourt, he's solid. I have kind of mixed feelings about Seth McLaughlin, whether or not he needs to be the starter. I've kind of read some of the comments on our chat through some of the games and whatnot, and I think I'll share some sentiments with y'all when it comes to that. Emil Ekiyor is very solid, and J.C. Latham is going to end up being another long list of first rounders at the tackle position. He'll more than likely switch over to left tackle once Steen has graduated. So I think the offensive line is just a thing of gelling. You have three guys from last year. And the good thing is they're all on the interior, you always want to try to make sure you work inside, outside. That's where your strong suit is going to be, because you get an inside rush. That's the quickest point of attack to the quarterback, and you want to make sure your inside is solid. So even if Dalcourt remains the starter, he's going through pretty much the entire season as a starter. So I don't have an issue if Nick Saban and company feel like he's the best situation there. One thing I did notice this game, and I don't know what was going on with Bryce, very out of character. He just held on to the ball too long for my taste. I did not like that one bit. That interception he threw in the game was one of the worst throws I've seen him throw. And the whole decision making, I don't think there was anybody within 10 yards. I have to go back and watch the footage, but I don't think there was anybody within 10 yards from him And I don't know what he was throwing it. I don't know what decision he was making, but it was an extremely poor throw. And I'm sure that he would love to have that one back. I haven't heard the post-game press conference from him, but I'm pretty sure that he will try to make those adjustments. Let me, as I'm looking through, let me see if I can get Mike McCoy on here. Let me see how many calls. We got one call still in the queue. We'll definitely get to y'all in just a moment. Let's see what we're saying. So JoJo Earl and Tyler Harrell should be back soon. I think that's going to be extremely helpful for Alabama. Speed is a huge problem. And when you go from having a track team just a few years ago, I just named those 4 wide receivers. They could have ran a 4x1 and competed very well for in the collegiate ranks. I'm very confident in saying that. And you go from that to having a slight drop off in 2020 in speed, not in production. And then in 2021, you had Jameson Williams, who him alone was just a cheat code. And then you go from that to having a lot of young guys who have a lot of speed that may not necessarily have the game experience, but then the guys that you do have are more like possession guys. Jermaine Burton, he's more of a possession guy to me. Very reliable hands. Trayshawn Holden, extremely reliable hands. Ja'Cory Brooks, I think he's a dog. I'm not sure why he's not getting enough touches. And let's see. You also have, Cam Latu, who is a very reliable tight end, but you don't have that guy that can stretch the field. You haven't seen Christian Leary. Tyler Harrell is injured. So you're trying to find out, where the speed is. I didn't really see Kobe Prentice at all today. And if I did, I just missed him. But again, he's a young guy. So you don't have that veteran guy who is used to just coming in and attacking defenses to be able to take the top off the defense. Bryce Young is having to utilize his backs, which is smart. You have Jahmyr Gibbs, Jason McClellan. Both of those guys can be extremely effective in the receiving game. So it's going to be a lot that Alabama has to try to overcome early on. You have, some cupcake games to kind of get these things worked out. Mike, what's up, bro? How you doing, sir?
What's going on, brother? What's happening?
Hey,
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready for a beer. I'm tired of this boring game. Oh my God.
Hey, this your world, man. So we got the legend in here, Mr. Mike McCoy, owner of Warehouse Performance Institute right there in Bessemer, Alabama. Mike, so I know you just kind of joined in. Give us your thoughts on this game. And you're a former player, you're a national champion in your own right. You know what it takes, for Alabama or any team for that matter to go through an entire season and win. And y'all had y'all's own struggles during some certain games. So when y'all have these games on the schedule, take us to the mindset when you say, okay, we got a Louisiana Monroe. They're not good. They're coming to our turf. Like, what is the message that Nick Saban is sending? And what are you as a former player? What's the mindset that goes into that? And then actually looking at it after that as an observer now, like what are you seeing?
Man, honestly, I'm not even gonna be. Them boys, the starters don't look past third quarter. In the middle of third quarter, they already planning on what party they going to tonight. It's one of them. They played well the first half, man, and it just kind of got, hey man, they came out and did what they had to do. They played like we expected Bama to play, coming off a close victory from last week. But now I did catch you. I don't know if I agree with you on it. If they had their quarterback, Bama would have lost. Man, they said that with Colt McCoy, man. That's part of the game, man. So if Colt McCoy let them tell it would have won, they would be having 7 national titles. So I don't know. I mean, it's part of the game, man. What they always say: let the chips fall where they may.
Well,
go ahead.
I was going to interject on that. So you were in that game, obviously. All right. And I was watching the game like everybody else was. It wasn't like Texas was just having his way with y'all's defense and Colt McCoy was having his way. Quinn Ewers was having his way with Alabama's defense. I didn't see a way that they were stopping him until he got knocked out. So that's the reason why I'm saying, I mean, maybe they would have figured it out in the second half and they would have got it. But There was nothing for me from after watching that game to say, you know what? I think that Alabama would have figured out Quinn Ewers and Texas, and they would have just, figured out a way to win a game, even if he didn't get hurt. So I don't know. You tell me.
Did he shave the mullet off?
Not that I know of.
It was, hey, well, he need to be a man of his word. And I'm like everybody else. You lost. They lost. So I don't want to hear nothing about coulda, woulda, shoulda. Now we did play like butt cheeks last week. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a fan of how we won, but it's a victory. And one thing about Coach Saban is they figure it out. It's the X's and O's. Now, like I said, even today, the offensive scheme, it wasn't. I'm not sold on it, man. I'm definitely still not sold on the offensive play call, and I feel like it's kind of in that Jimbo Fisher where they haven't evolved their game or their styles of play. I know me as a strength coach, I got to get continuing education. Do these coaches have continuing education? Because I mean, bro, it was like watching paint dry. Like, bro, I don't enjoy blowouts like this, but I mean, I really kind of got tired of watching the game. I don't know about y'all, but it was lame.
You kind of segue me into my next point. There's been a lot of contentious moments about the play calling, particularly with Bill O'Brien and whatnot. So there's been 3 games so far this season. Give me your thoughts on how this play calling has been, because it's been an issue last year. There was 6 3-and-outs last game against Texas. There's a time within the first half where Alabama didn't convert a 3rd down, they didn't convert their 4th down. So dive into a little bit more detail about the play calling. What do you think needs to change?
Man, you have the playmakers. You have the playmakers to make plays on the outside. Now, as far as a running back is concerned, I think that's where our weakest point on the offense behind the offensive line. Offensive line and running backs are, I think, our 2 key weak points, simply because we don't have a running back that people fear anymore. It's not a third quarter. Man, I got to tackle Henry again. Oh, Lord, they got Big Bo back there. Man,
Right.
They got Josh Jacobs. We got Ferraris back there. We need some American muscle. We need somebody who's going to say, hey, man, I'm finna tote this load. Because you pay attention to football across the country, the linebackers are smaller. You know what I'm saying? These boys, again, I hate to always go back to when we played Rolando and Dante, 6'3", 6'4", 250 plus, running 4.5s. And now you got guys that are 6'1", 220, and that's with, and they can't cover nobody. If we play Appalachian State right now, I said this last week, we'll probably be in trouble with that offense. On the secondary. So, but to say on the offensive side of the ball, man, our running back, they're skilled guys, but I don't think they put fear into people. What do you say? Mike, you were too bored. You didn't watch our running back that was creaming. I watched it. But it wasn't anything that you imposed. It was Louisiana Monroe, man. Come on, man. That's like my little boy playing against 3rd graders, man. Come on.
That's a good point that you made, though. 2009, even going back to 2008, you had Glenn Coffey. 2009, you had Ingram, who won the Heisman. Trent was right behind him. And then the next national championship year, Trent, Eddie Lacy. 2012, Eddie Lacy, TJ Yeldon. But Eddie Lacy was that same back that you're talking about. Right. 2015, Henry, Heisman. 2017, you had a 3-headed monster with Jacobs, Bo, Harris. Then 2020, you had Najee. So that is a very excellent point that you made, because if it's getting down to the nitty gritty, what's Alabama going to do when you're like, I need to just hand the ball off and just give it to, like, who's the guy? We haven't seen it yet, because the play calling is not geared towards, handing the ball off to your top dog. So I definitely want to see Alabama get to that point at some point, because you can't just depend on Bryce to bail you out. And he bailed Alabama out against Texas last week just by being, the Heisman Trophy winner and player that he is. So, that's a very good point. All right, so guys, remember, first of all, I need y'all to make sure I'm looking at these lights, guys. I already told y'all the price of admission is the likes. Hit the like button. If I don't see the like button, I'm not even putting y'all on the screen. All right, I got a
Ooh.
legend in the house. Got my boy Mike McCoy. You with Touchdown Alabama, guys. Hit the like button. Make sure you call in. Anybody talking to me, 205-898-4698. Let me see what else we got in here, Mike. Let's see. What's your thoughts on the defense?
Play better. I think our front seven is playing better. I'm Tua kid, man. He got me nervous, man. I just don't know how well he can cover in space. I would hate for somebody to hit him with a double move and take it over the seam in the middle. You would be up sugar honey iced tea creek.
Mm.
And we spread the ball out wide, man. I don't know if we have the secondary to hold up. You know, you got two guys, they're inconsistent. Far as I think they should just play man across the board, man. That's just forget. Yeah, we running schemes all day long. Do that up front, but out wide, just if you are who you say you are, just run man coverage on the outside.
Now
They're taking everything out of it.
that's another really good point. I mean, back when on Nick Saban's biggest like teams, I feel like that's the main defense that he always played. Like the majority of the time, he's like, if you can't play man, you can't play for me. Like that was like his mantra, you know. Um, Go ahead.
That's because these kids don't go outside no more, man. These boys don't even. They again. I hate to always say they're afraid of getting embarrassed. And if you play in corner or receiver, it's gonna happen. You're gonna meet your match at some point, and that's just part of it. If you want to be an elite player, you got to be okay with just saying, "Hey, man, It's me against you. You beat me. I'm finna get the best of you. It's man on man." But I see these fans are not a fan that I'm a. Hey, man, this is ULM we talking about. ULM. You can't even tell me. You can't even tell me where it's at. Have you been? So I'm not finna get into that, man. I ain't finna say I respect people, but come on, man. We talk about Louisiana Monroe, so you're supposed to do that.
Right. And I'll be honest, like I'm still a little nervous about Alabama and its national championship prospects as from what I've seen so far. That first half was left a lot to be desired. So I haven't seen all of Georgia, but from what I've seen so far, they looking better than Alabama to me. I'm
Especially them
just
tight ends.
I'm
Them
just
tight ends, them some bad
man,
boys.
what you say?
19, 0. And
Man,
what's my white boy name? Number 84. Oh man, I like him.
man.
They
Yeah.
tough, man. And Bennett don't get enough credit.
He
I'm
should
sorry to say it. He
no
like that.
speak he's like that. Like that. Facts, big facts. You ain't gotta sugarcoat it. That's exactly right. And they can get mad
He
if they want to. That's
he
big facts,
sold
Mike.
me. He sold me when he had that UPS hat. Hey man, that boy got a story, man.
Yeah,
Anytime you got a story like that, that's perseverance right there, man. You can't help but root for a guy like that. But he don't
right.
get enough respect. He gonna make somebody happy.
Right. And I think that's the difference between what I'm not seeing from Alabama. I see it in spurts. Like I told you earlier, I saw like out the gate, like Alabama was running downhill, just smacking people to start off with Louisiana Monroe. But you made another valid point. It's Louisiana Monroe. Like I'm glad they did it, but I need to see that against Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi State, or Ole Miss. I need to see that against when it really matters. Like you can't have no Will Rocker save me and get us out of trouble moments. You know, y'all got to impose your will if you want to beat Georgia, if you want to beat Ohio State, Oklahoma, any of those other guys who more than likely will be in the playoffs with you. So that's so you got people that comment they're not bending the paperboard. They're not respecting your boy.
Man, look, I'm gonna tell y'all like I tell because I'm a strength coach at a couple of high schools around here. I tell we ain't gonna run over Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt. I'm not gonna go there. We need some gangsters on that old line, man. I need some gangsters, some grills or something. I need some dreadheaded, some guys that don't brush their teeth in the morning before the game. It's too pretty up front. I need some dirty dogs. There's too many pretty boys. These boys worried about what they putting on. I need a kid who don't put on deodorant for the game. This is his way out. That's what I need.
Somebody don't shade.
Yes, like remember. I know everybody on here remember the movie Little Giants when them boys put that with Alka-Seltzer in their mouth to start foaming them out. That's what we need, man. We are not feared up front. They running all type of stunts, man. Come on.
Oh
So
man,
I'm with you on the Georgia. Georgia looks exceptionally well right now. But when it comes down to it, it's going to be a chess match, man. It's going to come down to it because their offense is similar to ours. Now, they are a little bit more, but they got those tight ends. You take those tight ends away, they almost identical to us. They haven't figured it out as far as out wide yet.
I got you on that one. All right, guys, 205-898-4698. Hit me up, chat with me and Mike McCoy. I got one in the call queue.
I mean, I don't know if it's the receivers. I like to see more Prentice. You know, I don't see him too much. And where is Leary, number 12? Because I know in the 8A game, he was going off. So I would love to see him get, down the field a little bit. I like everybody, of course, but it's just little nuances that, when you've really been watching the game, you like to see Tess. I like to see 56 Tess. All right, Dalcourt is cool. Dalcourt is cool, but it just seemed like when Seth is in there, it's a little bit different. I don't like the tight end at left guard. What's that? Randolph. I love him sticking around for a long time, but I think we need to see Cohen in there a little bit more. It's just little things here and there. Like it's like a stick. He's not at that level yet. You know what I'm saying? It's like we are stick below that, man. And it's just like we got a whole nother level to go to. But just for the day, those are little things that I like to see. Moon almost killing that man. That wasn't right, but I like to see him run a little bit more. He reminded me of Todd Gurley a little bit, but those are little things that I saw in the game today, and I just want to share with you guys and let me know what you guys thought.
Nice. Mike, you want to respond to that?
I agree with him far as we don't have an established receiver core. There's not enough consistency there. And I think it's a battle going on. I'm not there, but you can tell it's a battle going on because you see guys like he said, Apprentice kid. We haven't seen him since the first game for real. He got one catch the second game, or even, the kid Burton. Like, again, I don't think we're using those guys to the best of their ability. We haven't seen any double moves. We haven't seen post corners, or we haven't seen them attack. Like, we haven't seen anything designed for any particular player. So, I mean, we really don't. It still has remained to be. I need to see the greatest show on turf because, I mean, I ain't sold right now, man.
Do you feel like this team is capable of that? From what you've seen, like with the pieces?
I think they had us. I do. But I don't know. For some odd reason, I ain't seen this Coach Saban before. Well, he got a loyalty to O'Brien like no other. Because anybody else, man, look, Saban in you. I'm talking about play call. Man, cuss you out. Man, hey, man. I used to be like, y'all grown men. You let him talk to you like that? You got a family, dog.
Well, you don't have to get no specifics, but since you didn't kind of open the bag up, like what's some of the stuff that he would say? Because we already hear him like in a headset, doing all this and cussing. He's saying something to somebody. What is he saying? Like, give us context without.
He's saying everything you think in your mind. When they say you. I ain't gonna say. I'm sure everybody say this. They're like, you black if you this and this, and they'll put the whole alphabet and you can read it. If you can think it in your mind, I'm like, did he say that? I'm telling you right now, he probably said it harder than how you said it. He don't play, man. He belittled. I ain't gonna say he belittled them boys. It's the reason why he don't had same offenses coordinators 2 years or 3 years in a row.
Wow, that's
high demand.
That definitely makes sense. Let's go to the chat. Let's see what the chat is talking about. So we have, Kevlar, the welder, says, Alabama should have done well. They did do well. In fact, they did better than well. There are always things to improve upon and work on. The team has to just continue to grow and build continuity. I agree with that. Bill O'Brien's play calling is so vanilla and predictable. It's pathetic. I think that's been, and we kind of touched on that earlier, it's kind of been something that I'm not sure if it's ever going to get better based on who he is, and I think he's more suited as a play caller for the NFL. I personally think that he's, and I've seen some people even comment on this, and I agree with it. I think that he is more fit for a head coaching position, especially in college. I think he gets a lot of flack for what he did with the Texans, but I mean, he did turn him to a playoff team. I'm not sure he's a fit with Nick Saban as a play caller, especially with the scheming and calling offense for someone like Bryce Young in this system. I think Nick Saban is going to eventually just have to bite the bullet and just say, you know what, I'm gonna have to just get somebody else, because he's gonna keep on being the scapegoat. And I will say this though, Alabama has won national championships with play callers who have been ridiculed by the fan base. Doug Nussmeier comes to mind. The fan base couldn't wait to get him up out of there. So it's a very similar situation.
Well, I agree 1,000%. Now, I think the biggest thing is I agree with you with the NFL comment, because it's not as much pressure on those NFL guys to win like it is down here. It's a lot. Like, you Alabama, like, I don't think a pro team could survive here.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because these folks are diehard. Anytime you got somebody that will poison a tree and go to jail behind something like that, or somebody gets shot because you didn't say, bro, these folks different. So I don't think he will understand, or he understands what comes with it. He could probably go to the, Sun Belt Conference, or, Conference USA. No shots to those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And, do okay there. But when you were at Alabama, a school of this caliber, it's expected to win.
Now,
They don't give you a year.
Are you saying this as a play caller or as a head coach? Because he was at Penn State.
Play caller.
Okay.
I think it's too much. I don't think these some young boys that are giving you different disguises. Come on, man. You got analysts. Think about the years of experience. Everybody got tricks of the trade. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's being thrown at them, man. You running that basic offensive scheme. Well, he's going to be 70% to his right side if he opens up. I mean, they giving you, it ain't rocket science, but at least do some play action. At least do a check down or something. But, Bryce is literally running the offense.
Right. I'm going to ask a question for the chat. So, chat, I have a question for you. I'm going to throw it to Mike as well. Give me a name that you would like to see as a potential offensive coordinator, play caller replacement, if and when that time comes. I think Bill O'Brien is going to eventually have a head coaching job very soon, whether it's in college or pro. So who would you like to see potentially be a play caller? Is it somebody on the current staff? Is it somebody that was a former coach on the staff that you would like to see call plays? Somebody in the NFL currently that you feel would work as a play caller under Nick Saban? Give me some names, and I'm going to throw them to Mike. See what he thinks about it as well. But I want to see what y'all say. Remember, 205-898-4698. That's the number if you want to call to kind of give your thoughts and opinions. I know Louisiana Monroe, not the y'all know, not the biggest game to vent a lot. Last week it was definitely a whole lot more to talk about. So we're probably not going to be on for too much longer. So if you want to jump on real quick, kind of give your thoughts about this week and what you expect to see next week. Definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about that. But let me see what y'all have to say. Any potential play calling names that come to mind as a potential offensive coordinator. So I see Joe Brady is a name. What do you think about that, Mike?
I mean, he all right. If I'm saving, look, man. Hey, Lane, what you need, man? Come on, man. What you need? Starkeesian, hey man, you ain't gonna beat me now. You my little, you my son. I'm gonna call you Junior. What you need?
Right.
Those are the names that we need. Why do you let those guys leave?
Right. Well,
That's
I mean,
question.
They want to be head coaches too. I mean, unless you're gonna open the playbook and give them $5 million. You know what you're saying?
Don't they got it? Don't Bama got it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got a bag. I'm gonna give you the green light. You can do what you want. Look, Lane, we know you party all the time. Look, we got you a chauffeur. You ain't got no curfew. We're gonna do you like Dennis Rodman. Do what you gotta do. and just come back home. You know what I'm saying?
That's a very good point. It's funny that Joe Brady. I feel like I was on the Joe Brady train until he went to Carolina, and I seen what he did there, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I feel like I could have ran that LSU offense. No disrespect to Joe, but you had how many? I don't know how many first round draft picks or just draft picks in general. That was an extremely talented. That might be one of the most talented teams in college football history. All you had to do was just say, hey, just go out there and play. You didn't have to scheme a whole lot. Just go out there and play, and y'all figure it out. And they probably still would have won a national championship. So how much is that Joe Brady, or you just had that exceptional talent? But I think that they're going to eventually need somebody who can kind of be not a jack of all trades, but they can scheme, they can call plays, they can manage the quarterback and the whole offensive side of the ball, and also take Coach Saban's lashing, so to speak. And still be able to, because I'm not sure what the dynamic is with Bill O'Brien. He's in the press box calling plays. He's not even on the sideline. When the last time we had somebody calling plays in the press box?
Man, look, since McCoy and that was. You just got talent. Man, I had these boys. I'm like, man, I need to see some job applications, man. I need to see them credentials. We need to start looking at your pedigree, because a lot of these coaches, man, even the defensive side of the ball, the coordinator, he ain't out of this just because this is Louisiana Monroe. Like, come on now. Why y'all haven't pulled the trigger? I think it's so many kids that get passed over in Alabama, bro. I mean, that's in your backyard. You let these boys get out of state.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
that's a whole nother conversation right there. I feel you 100% on that. They're looking at, I don't know if they're looking at certain sites. This site rated him as a 4 or 5 star. Let's just go recruit that guy. And you got somebody right down the street, saying that would play even harder. They probably play even harder because it means something to them. That means something to them. If my whole family can come see me every weekend, I probably grew up as an Alabama fan. Why would that? I'm from this state. I'm gonna play even harder because I gotta represent. But you're gonna get somebody out of California or Texas that it don't mean that much to them. They just come to Alabama.
Different. Different, man. They don't. Hey, man, it's different down south. People don't understand. If a person don't like you, they gonna tell you they don't like you. I don't need no discreet. Don't smile in my face. Don't be no fox. I need you to be a wolf. Be who you are. I need to see you don't like me. Show me them teeth. But them California boys, you got to talk to them soft and gentle. Texas, those guys. Hey man, these boys ain't outside of Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Stop recruiting them, man. You got everything at home. And
so
when them boys put that A on their chest, when they got an A on their chest, man, them boys, why do you need to go in? You know what you get. I know if I cut, I ain't gonna say, I can't. If I cuss a kid out, his mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, they know. My mama told me, bro, straight up. I was like, Mom, I'm finna come home. It's too. I can't do this. Get off my phone. You know what that means. Figure it out.
Right.
But hey, man.
Nah, I feel you on that. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up here in a minute. All right, so Alabama 3-0. Let me make sure I got the schedule right. So Alabama. Who's Alabama play next week? Is it Vanderbilt?
I think they play Vandy next week. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was playing earlier. Vandy look all right for real. They ain't,
So
they
Alabama,
Louisiana Monroe.
Facts. So Alabama has Vanderbilt next week as a home game. What do you want to see from Alabama on both sides of the ball, all phases of the game? First SEC opponent of the season at home. 3 games already, got 2 cupcakes basically, and then a really tough away game in Texas. Is it time for Alabama to take everything that they've had so far this season and to put it all together? What are you expecting to see next week?
Honestly, this is what I hope. I hope we have a complete game. What I mean is I want to see us work on some play action. Work on something like something different. Tunnel screens, jet sweeps, throw the ball down the field, man. And like my man just said, less penalties, like a complete game, a disciplined game. If they score, they score. I'm not too big. I wouldn't be bent on that, but give us something different to look forward to that we know, hey, man, in crunch time, which we're going to face some adversity at some point, that we have the capabilities to get out of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes complete sense. I'm right there with you. I want to see Alabama. I really just want to see them play with fire from the start to the finish.
To finish, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see on the offensive side of the ball, like just impose your will. Vanderbilt on paper, Alabama should win the game. All right, we already know that. That's go ahead and just put the W right there. But I want to see them impose its will on the offensive side of the ball. I want to see a little bit more running. I want to see, like you said, some play action, a little bit more creativity with the play calling, mix and match a little bit. And I want to see Bryce be more decisive. I'm not sure what he had going on today. I didn't like some of the little indecisiveness with the running, his decision making with throwing. You know, you play a better team, you might look even worse than what you did today. I want to see the defense really attack on all cylinders. I'm liking what I'm seeing from individuals, but all together, I want to see like a complete dominant effort, like all around, all across the board from the Alabama defense. Special teams, I think, has been pretty solid all year. But I just want to see Alabama put that together and then see if they can take that and carry it on to the rest of the season. So that if the conversation is that it's Alabama and Georgia, and it's not Georgia is up here and Alabama is like there. I want to see it's more level-headed to where you don't know who's going to win the game unless Georgia starts to fall off. But right now, it's Georgia here and Alabama's here. And I think Alabama has some stuff to clean up.
We can't forget about Ohio State either. Michigan.
Alabama got to get that out the SEC first.
That's what I'm just saying. like these boys just ain't laying down this year, man.
Right.
You know, and I mean, one thing about it, Kirby done got in his bag, man. You need to ask him, hey, what they doing over there to get these boys? Because they front seven look like that. The boys coming downhill. It
ain't just the boys, it's the way he got them playing, man. Like they playing like the ones you talking about. Like they ain't brushing their teeth, like they ain't shaving. That's how they playing. And I don't understand what's going on. I feel like I know. You know, I mean, I know you got to jump off. You got to jump off. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You can't have where your defensive coordinator is. I don't think they playing for him like that. I don't think that he getting up in their grills where they're like, oh, Coach Pete, you know, he about to like fire off on me. Like you got to have a coach where you mess up. Like I may not necessarily grab your face mask and rip it, but you know that you don't want to see me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they don't respect him that much.
They don't, man. Come on, man. You know, one thing about even like when we played Kirby and even Pruitt coach, well, he was just an assistant at the time. You could pull up film on the coaches that we had. These boys want receipts. And if you ain't got no receipts, just like if somebody you finna do business with somebody, you go on their social media, you see their background, where they come from, where they been. That's what these boys do. That's why they don't respect a lot of these coaches. Oh, man, you got this job because your daddy got you this job, or you know somebody. It ain't I need to see you are who you say you are. And like I said, quote me on it. I'm a God-fearing man, but we need some gangsters on that team, bro. We need somebody that's just like that.
No,
not worried about what they wearing, man. It's like a fashion show, man. Like we ain't no more men. Like, gee whiz, like it is. Is this the catwalk? You know what I'm saying? Like, golly, it take longer for them to get ready than their girlfriends. You know, it's the NBA. I thought this was a football. I thought this was a gladiator sport.
Yeah, it's a little different times. Times a little bit different from when you played and got Alabama its first national championship since 1992. All right, guys. Before we wrap up, I need y'all to hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Like gang, y'all know what we do. Hit the like button. Alabama plays Vanderbilt at home September 24th, 6:30. And Mike McCoy says he wants to see a complete game. He wants to see some gangsters on the defensive line. He wants to see some gangsters all over all across the board. And I think that those sentiments have been shared by the people in the chat based on what I've seen these past few weeks so far. So definitely appreciate, Mike, you for joining in. Definitely continue to leave some comments. Want to see what you guys have to say. But we're about to sign off, and we'll see y'all next week, guys.
Peace.